Hello, my name is Andrew Betwain. I am the managing editor of InsuranceInvestor.com, and today I'm joined by Mark Wood, head of credit at Aviva. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you.
Hi, Andrew. Good to see you too.
Lovely. Mark will be speaking at our Insurance Investor Europe Live event 2023 in September in London at the America Square Conference Centre. He'll be speaking on portfolio construction and exploring asset price opportunities, diversification of the asset mix, new access and exit to private markets, and the future of ALM. So a lot of big, broad topics there to cover. So I'm going to dive straight into some questions for you today, Mark, and I'm hopefully to get some really interesting answers from you. So my first question is, how is portfolio construction changing in general in the current market?
I think certainly for us and our peer group, what we're finding is that sort of tension between public and private markets, with public assets typically repricing much more rapidly than private markets. It's introduced more complexity in terms of working out what the appropriate mix is between the two. I also think that it's introduced another layer of risk management, whereby in addition to our sort of BAU activities, we're having to do various additional thematic pieces on, for example, the impact of inflation on the back book and the attractiveness of new investments, whether that be on the supply side or demand side.
And can you give me some examples of where you see these new opportunities, both the where and the why?
With a heavy focus on the UK, we can't ignore the government's levelling up agenda, and also ESG typically isn't a new area for us, but clearly it's growing in importance from a market perspective. So certainly, as it relates to sort of embryonic technologies and how we can support the UK's growth agenda, we're looking increasingly at some of those new technologies, like how can we make more use of battery power and storage, carbon capture, nuclear's back on the agenda, and also let's not sort of overlook real estate. Whilst we've got a generally cautious outlook for the market, there's also some interesting green initiatives coming up in that sector.
So many interesting areas to cover. Yeah, the levelling up area is going to be fascinating to watch over the next few years. So on that topic and on the broader topic of diversification, has it taken on a new importance with the current market volatility and what's happened over the past year?
It's always been important, clearly, but it's definitely taken on an extra degree of importance. On the one hand, we want to be very diversified, and we're encouraged to be that from a regulatory perspective. And this is a conversation that we regularly have with the regulator. So we want to be diversified, but on the other hand, you need to be able to demonstrate you've got the skills and experience in these new areas that you're going into to be able to manage what you're doing, and also especially relevant in a downturn.
And my final question, Mark, is about the role of the private markets in portfolio construction today, and whether or not it's changing with all the current market volatility and trends you're seeing.
It's always been very important to us, especially after sort of Solvency II and the opportunities that threw up. But as a buy and maintain investor with a sort of a 30 to 40 year time horizon, we kind of expect this sort of cyclicality in the markets, and we take a much more longer term view and try not to be too distracted by short term events. Private markets will remain important to us. They offer a good level of diversification, both in terms of asset class and geographically, and whilst we expect over the short to medium term there continue to be that sort of tension between the attractiveness of pricing versus public markets, we certainly don't feel that we can meet our ESG objectives without looking very deeply into private markets and some of the very obvious opportunities they're presenting us with.
So ESG, diversification, private markets, levelling up, lots of areas to cover. So
absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Not enough hours in the day.
Not enough hours a day, but hopefully we'll have enough time to cover it at the conference. As I mentioned, Mark will be speaking at our Insurance Investor Live conference on a panel discussion about these portfolio construction in this current volatile market. So please do head to clearpathanalysis.com and follow the links to the Insurance Investor Live conference website where you can register to attend. My thank you to Mark for his interesting answers, and I look forward to speaking with you in September in person, Mark.
Thank you, Andrew. Look forward to seeing you then.